This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
We are excited today to talk a little bit about the benefits of edibles. And we're here with Amanda Losco and company. And we're excited to have her here with Simply Green and why. And really, this is amazing. The premium THC they have, the Balanced Life Explorer, they have an amazing collection of so many different products. And based locally in Long Island, where I'm from as well, we're going to talk to here one of our co-owners and Lou to get more details on this. But if you don't mind, just give me a little overview about Simply Green before we get started, darling.
Absolutely. So Simply Green is based out of Coram, Long Island, in Suffolk County, and we are a licensed cannabis dispensary, and we carry all different types of cannabis, from pre-rolls to vapes to flower and edibles, which we'll be discussing today. And we actually just launched our in-store, our online order and pick up in-store delivery.
Yay, exciting.
So it's very exciting.
Perfect. And I know you and your husband run the show there, and there's so much. We're going to talk about everything, the vapes, the concentrates, the flowers, the edibles specifically for today. But really, you also have gained, helped me gain more knowledge of this. And that's, I know, what you do for so many people out there. So who is our guest today?
So today we have Lou. He's one of our bud tenders. He actually has some background in cooking with cannabis, so I've invited him on to share some of those, ideas with our listeners today.
All right, Lou, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about the work that you've done, and how you, met up with Amanda to start working and collaborating together.
I've actually been in the industry for about 25 years now.
You don't look old enough. 25 years, come on.
Yeah, I'm old. So actually, Coram is where I grew up almost my whole life. And once I saw the opportunity for me to be in a dispensary, came in, spoke with everyone, and it was just a good fit for me to be here and help Simply Green expand as a family.
Well, thanks for joining us. And so let's get started to talk more about edibles. And I know maybe a basic question, but really, for those who don't know, what are edibles? Let's start there.
So edibles is a form of consumption. So for those people who perhaps don't want to smoke cannabis, it would be something that you would be able to eat. So today we're going to talk about all the fun ways of, instead of just eating a gummy or a piece of a chocolate, to maybe have a little bit more fun with it. So
I love it.
Me and Lou kind of collaborated on some of the ideas we can speak about today. So
Sure. So basically, creativity and control, like you said, edibles allow you to control your experience. Unlike vaping or smoking,
right.
This offers precise dosing, so you know exactly how much you're consuming every time. So let's break it down and get into it if we can. Thank you.
Yeah, edibles, with tinctures and edibles, it's definitely a more of control, a control option to it.
So you have some sweet and fun options, right? Oh, go ahead, Lou.
I've enjoyed edibles almost 20 years now, experiencing them at home, making at home, until getting actually lab tested professional edibles. It's a whole different experience, and one that I suggest everyone try at least once or twice.
Okay, so what we I know we have in this podcast talked about some of the heirloom drinks, the drinkable options. So one of the first things we'd like to introduce is, giving you the option of doing an heirloom root beer float. So you take some ice cream and take the root beer heirloom and put it on top of some ice cream, and you have like a little bit of a root beer float. So that's one, fun way of enjoying your edible. So that's the first one. Second one, I'll kind of toss over to Lou.
So even to add on to that one, we actually have milk chocolate and dark chocolate morsels that you can melt down and drizzle over as well. And then you can add them to make chocolate chips, banana bread. The possibilities are really endless when it comes to the choices over here.
So we have a brand called Goodness. So they have like the little chocolate chip buttons, like the little morsels, like chocolate chips. You can bake them into chocolate chip cookies, or like banana bread, and you can melt them down, drizzle them over ice cream. And again, they're all dosed individually, so you know exactly how much you're intaking. So that's pretty cool. We also have a Nanico chocolate bar. So you can kind of break those pieces up and make like a s'more. So that's another fun way of kind of using your edible. So it's not even just like consuming it as a medication. You can kind of, you make it as like a little snack.
I'm still stuck on the root beer float. I love it. All right. Well, what else? I know you hear a lot of people, baking, right? So cookies, muffins, so many other things, and even hot chocolate. Is that true?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can actually melt down the chocolate itself and stir it into, an already pre-made hot chocolate. We actually had a woman, Lou was telling me yesterday about a woman who comes in, she's a professional baker, and she wanted to see all the different, chocolate options.
All the infusion options, and we have the oils, we have honey, and she was very interested in it because even just as a regular baker, having all those options is always fun. And then bringing infused, how do you go wrong?
Yeah.
So yes, so I'm excited to. She said she was going to bring some of her home baked goods for us to try uninfused. So I'm excited to see, and then maybe we can bring her ideas of how to make them infused as well.
Yeah. Something, another thing to kind of share is when you bring some of these edible options, into like when you have like a fat content, something like milk or something like chocolate, when you bring the edible into that, like your body absorbs better when you have like fat in your system.
It goes through your stomach better than going through your liver. So if we try to enforce, well, not really enforce, but encourage more fat soluble products, or even consume fat soluble foods before you do consume anything, because it does absorb into the fat and it gets into your blood system a lot better.
Interesting.
Yeah. We also have a company that my husband and we actually grew up with the manufacturer for the company.
Okay.
Called Space Poppers. So they're actually one of the first products we brought into the store. And they fly. They're one of our number one sellers. They offer a variety of different flavors. They do a sweet chili. They do a
Chicago style, which is cheese and caramel together.
And they just dropped a new churro flavor. So you can kind of make like a little bit of a trail mix sort of style with the popcorn, and you can add in like your own M&Ms, and that's another fun way to kind of snack on those things. So
again, that's bringing, if you want to go instead of doing, again, everything is microdosed, but you can add all of those and make your own trail mix, and you can make that microdose into all different types of things. And we have all options to make such a trail mix right here.
Oh, and can you just explain what does microdose mean exactly too for us beginners?
So microdose is a smaller dosage, milligram of THC in your consumables. Most milligrams start at either 5 or 10, or these are at 2.5. So it is a much smaller dosage, but it does make it easier to control, and you can just keep stacking to get to a higher dosage. I start at 100 milligrams a day. If that should tell you something.
Got it. All right. But still, there's so much more that I am, sitting here like, wait, what? You really can do this? Like sauces, in oils, you can actually infuse, cannabis into oils. How does this work? It doesn't like change the potency if it's too hot or.
So we actually have actually oils that are pre-made in this store, which make it easier. I mean, of course, there's ways of producing your own oils, but there's no sort of regulation, if you will. There's no regulation, if you will, if you try to do it on your own. So we have oils already pre-made in the store that are regulated through New York State OCM guidelines and have gone through the metric standard, that you can purchase and actually infuse your own sauces. So you can actually add that to like a barbecue sauce that you're already familiar with, and toss your own barbecue wings in it. Just the fun. And then you know exactly how much you're using, and kind of do it that way. So, you can add, let's say you're using a cup of barbecue sauce, and you use and you know that you're comfortable with 100 milligrams of THC and you add that into your barbecue sauce and toss your wings in it, and you're eating that portion of wings, then you know exactly how much you're consuming. So,
Awesome.
and if you, let's say you break that down and you use 50 milligrams in those barbecue wings, and then you have an appetizer course, and you wanted to drizzle a little bit of, you add that to your salad dressing and have that with your salad, and that would be an idea of microdosing. You have 50 milligrams in your salad, and then 50 milligrams in your wings, and then you're kind of microdosing by consuming that in all your different courses.
Well, you mentioned it's true that everyone's tolerance is different, right? So
Oh,
microdosing is about
absolutely.
intention, not intensity. So you talk about the drinks, the appetizer, the meal, the dessert, but it could be different for everyone. And it's like courses in a dinner party. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So, I mean, if you have Lou, myself, and my husband sitting at a dinner party, I mean, obviously all three of us have different tolerances, whereas I might be underneath the table. So, that definitely is something to take into to play. So start low and go slow is something that we always use as a phrase that we use with our customers, and something that we would share with our listeners as well. Definitely pay attention to the dosing. So if it's something that you're using at a dinner party, definitely pay attention to the dosing that you're using. This way, everyone knows, what they're comfortable with, and to start with that lower dose.
and what about the onset? Because it doesn't kick in right away, right? They don't really hit
No.
immediately.
So, and it also, I mean, everyone is a little bit different. Some people will start to feel it a little bit quicker than others. But definitely doesn't, I mean, it's definitely a little bit 30 to 90 minutes for
up to 3 hours, honestly, depending on the edible and just body type, things like that.
Yeah. So like we said, if fat is going to absorb, if you're consuming it with fat, it's going to absorb quicker than not, if I were to say, but definitely not as quick as of an onset that than if you were to inhale it is as a joint or something like that.
Got it. All right. Well, let's keep talking about, you say edible reward, intention, and patience. They're not instant, but they're consistent. So this is a good thing for us. I want to understand a little bit further though into, the serving size, right? Because you mentioned it's very important to check the milligrams per serving versus milligrams per package. Some people, I guess, it's confusing. So could you share a little bit about that with us?
The milligram per dose versus per package.
Yeah. Just there was a section in your notes talking about understanding the THC per serving and consistency and all. Just, like you mentioned, cutting chocolate bars into smaller pieces, it does make it a little easier, right?
Oh, absolutely. So you want to speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So in New York State, we're actually capped at 100 milligrams for consumables, whether it's one piece or 100 pieces, making it into a microdose. No matter what, you're going to get either what that dose calls for on the packaging. So if it's 100 milligrams, and let's just say you're getting 10 pieces in that, each piece is going to be 10 milligrams to get you to that 100 milligrams. So we do even have options called high dose, which it's either two pieces at 50 milligrams each, or one piece at 100 milligrams. Or we do have the smaller options of 2.5 milligrams, 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, 10, 20.
Concentrates are a little different. I think we go up to 1,000 milligrams in a container as a concentrate, though. So that's a little different. But each milligram, I mean, the serving size would be most either 5 or 10 milligrams per serving.
Yeah, they try to stay within typical regulations. Even at 1,000 milligrams, you can get a dropper in the bottle, and it's still going to try to advise you to stay within certain regulations.
At 5 to 10 milligrams.
So you're not like overdosing yourself in a sense.
Wow. And what about the experience, the overall feel? How do we describe the body mind experience with these?
I would say with edibles, it's going to be more of a body sort of high, longer lasting, and smoother than in comparison to an inhalation. It's going to be really great for like a creativity and a relaxation. And it's really great for like a social setting when, dosed correctly. That's my opinion. That's, I think, what we get from
almost everyone that comes in has the same type of experience. It's just very mellow, relaxed. but you're still feeling creativity and
That's why it's good for the social setting. It's a little bit more creative, a little bit more social, engaging, that kind of thing.
Got it.
More body relaxed than in your head too, I guess you could say.
And is it true that edibles can help with digestion too?
oh, absolutely.
Because it metabolizes, it helps with the
So
metabolism.
there's other like parts of the plant that do help you too. There's CBD, CBN, CBG, CBV. So there are some that will suppress hunger. There's some that will engage hunger. Then there's also ones that engage sleep. They help create like creativity. So there is something for everyone, and digestion is one of them that can help with edibles.
That's how we said how those cannabinoids work together and how they, that's how they'll help you.
Got it. All right. Well, what else is on tap for today? We still got plenty more time to talk about. We did kind of talk about pairing edibles with food, a little bit about that, duration, planning ahead. What's next?
Anything that you'd like to share? Any specifics?
We do have Valentine's Day coming, so we have been working on some Valentine's gift package bundles. It's come in, you pick one of each different spectrums of THC, flower, edible, drink, and so forth, and you get 20% off if you pick all 5 in the package. And we can even help you wrap up the gift if needed. So that's going to be exciting for all the coming holidays. So.
We actually have something that I'm really particularly excited about from Ruby Farms. They've been working really hard to perfect this specific pre-roll. It is wrapped in actual rose petals. It's a pre-roll. So they launched that. So that's pretty cool. That's part of our bundle, one of the options that you can select in our bundle. So we're kind of highlighting that along with that that particular package. So that's in store, ready to go. Those are pretty much flying off the shelves. So something we'd like to point out as well. We also have a really great lineup of pop-ups in store this week. So we have pop-ups on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week. So definitely, check out some of those pop-ups. We've got them all listed on our Instagram page, Simply Green Long Island on Instagram. We also just launched, I know I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, we launched our online ordering where you would be able to pick up your order in store. So that launched yesterday. So we're really excited about that. Little secret, we're looking to launch our delivery service sometime in the upcoming, week or so. So you'll be seeing some announcements on that as well. So we're really kind of always working on something exciting. So, in this business, it's always something, kind of keeping me on my toes. So all good stuff.
Love hearing that. And, again, this is, you mentioned all lab tested products. These are all ensured, the safety, the consistency. You guys do this, right? This license.
This is a New York State licensed cannabis dispensary. We are regulated through New York State. Everything is lab tested and
always OCM compliant.
Mm-hmm.
We make sure that our customers are well taken care of. These are products that we consume personally, so we're not going to sell something that we're not going to consume as well.
Yeah, we have a great team. We kind of really push education. We're one of the dispensaries that I would say spend the most time, kind of really with the customer, answering the questions to kind of make sure everybody's getting what they really need and want, rather than treating them like a number, like we've talked about in the past too. So.
And let's also dive into some common mistakes to avoid. I know that we wanted to discuss that today too, right?
Yes.
Eating too much too fast, or thinking you're not going to feel the effects, and eating more before you do feel the effects. So there are some mistakes that you can make and easily avoid.
Mixing multiple different types of edibles, because like we talked about, finding that right balance for yourself with the different cannabinoids. Maybe you're taking a something that has you're trying to have a focus and a nighttime, and you're trying to stay awake and you fall asleep at the same time, and you got too much going on in your system. You want to make sure you're being you're taking with intention. You know exactly what you're taking. for the right reasons instead of just kind of, consuming. So we want to make sure that you're paying attention to those details.
Perfect. And again, microdosing, you say, isn't about feeling high. It's about, light creativity, focus, mood elevation. So
Absolutely.
good. You definitely explained a lot to me, and I hope our listeners as well. We still got plenty more time. What else did you want to notate? I mean, I know you have some events coming up at the shop. What else do you think is important for everyone to hear today?
I mean, we work really closely with our brands. We have, I mean, how many different brands do we have? Over 50 different brands here in the store that we carry. We work really hard, and I personally, like, I'm one of the owners here. I mean, Lou, how many days a week am I in this store?
She's here at least 5. Jay's here at least 5.
Yeah, between the two of us.
They're always here, but they're also a family life as well. So we all jump on and do what we got to do, and then we welcome everyone as a family as well. And hope you guys join in, have fun with us.
Yeah, so we work really hard in building our relationships with each individual brands, making sure that every month we get all the brands in here. Work with the staff on brand education, making sure they know everything that they need to know about each individual brand, getting them in front of our customers to make sure that they're sharing the information that they have with each of our, with our customers. And big on brand education and just getting in front of the customers and sharing everything that there is to share. And we're really not above, taking out of brands that we're not comfortable with, that isn't, best suited for, our customers either. So, we're really just about bringing the best for our followers.
Now, what if you're new to this all? What would you say for a beginner would the best type of edible be?
I mean, we talked about this before too. I mean, there's 3 questions that we ask. What's our 3 questions that we ask when we have somebody new come in?
What's your intent?
Mm-hmm.
I always start with that one, and then we go from there. And then I always say, are you looking to consume? Are you looking to smoke? So it all depends on what they're looking to do. But we do have gummies that start at 2.5 milligrams, and I even tell people cut those in half if you need to.
Yeah, not everybody has the same goals. Somebody can come in and somebody can say, they want to get as stoned as possible, and somebody can come in and say, you know what, I'm not really looking to get too stoned. I just want to, just take the edge off, or I'm just looking for something to fall asleep. So everyone has a different intent, and that's really important to know. So, somebody new coming in can have completely different intentions, and it's really important to know that. So, it's just really about getting to know what the person's needs are, and I think that's the important part. So everyone's going to have a different response to that answer.
All right. Well, also, why choose you? Tell us, what makes you all so special. I love it because you're so close to me. I live in Holtzville, so I'm kind of close. So I got to come in one of these days. I know.
We want you to.
But what sets you guys apart, would you say, from some of the others out there already? Tell us.
We're family owned.
Mm-hmm.
We're family owned. We take the time to, give you what you want. We're not about the cyber trucks. We're not about the the BMW trucks. We're here for you. We're family owned. We care about our staff. We care about our customers. We're here every day building the business with our own 2 hands, not with a bunch of managers underneath us. We really care about the business and taking away the stigma around cannabis and bringing the education to our customers and just caring about the community. That's a huge thing. Is we do a lot to give back to the community. We've done toy drives, we've done food drives, we've done all different things to kind of give back to the community. We work with all the local businesses, and we're just here. We're present, and that makes a huge difference. I think that sets us apart from the other maybe local dispensaries.
Beautiful. All right. Tell us how we can contact you. Where can we find you? Social media, website, phone number, all the above.
So we are Simply Green, located at 406 Middle Country Road. We are right across the street from the Quorum Diner. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us at TikTok. We are Simply Green Long Island on Instagram. You can find us at www.simplygreenny.com. And you can place those online orders there and pick them up in the store. Phone number is 631-846-6060. My name is Amanda Losco.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And Lou, pleasure having you both here today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of this day, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too, guys. Enjoy. Bye-bye. Thank you.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.